Created for you by one of the top therapists in this field, this short video is one of a series offering easy to understand explanations of fear, anxiety and phobias. If you or someone close to you has a related condition, keep watching now for useful information, advice and suggestions for self-help. The more rule, or how to work yourself up into a real state. It is often the case that people refer to me as a specialist in anxiety or phobia expert, but often the real expert is the client. Now, to qualify that, I am not saying the client knows how the fear works, but they do know what to do in order to create incredible levels of discomfort, even if that is only at an unconscious level. They are experts in creating their own misery, tried and tested and sadly very well practiced. Now, this is not cynicism, because this actually holds the key to relieving the symptoms of fear. Let me explain. Like I said, this is not a cynical view, and it'll be well demonstrated by a recent client who we will call Jim. He came to me with a profound fear of public spaces, a form of agoraphobia, which for him was anywhere outside of a 1-mile radius of his home. His symptoms were very clear to see. The mere thought of being outside of his comfort zone made him sweat, stammer and tremble. But it never stopped him talking about it. He could tell me every way and reason for why he felt so bad, and he talked and talked and talked. And the whole time he talked, and despite my many requests for him to stop, his symptoms became worse and worse and worse, until I shouted, "Stop!" and headed toward the door. This unusual action was enough to break the cycle, and I was finally able to help him. You see, Jim was an expert in creating fear for himself. It turns out this is a very typical thing for Jim. He would often talk about his fear. He would chat with anyone he could. He would chat with counsellors. He would have endless chats with himself inside his head, and no matter what he said, it just made him feel worse. Like so many before him, what Jim never realised was that he was adding to his own discomfort through his continuous chatter. Jim was a great example of what I call the more rule. So how does the more rule work? Well, there are just 3 simple steps to making the rule run for you. Step 1. Find your focus. Step 2. Describe in great detail the situation you are focusing on. Step 3. Go to step 2 and repeat, with greater detail and more examples. Let me give you an example. Let's say I asked you about one of the best moments in your life and you said, "Holiday in Italy when I was 19. Naturally, remembering that event will make you feel good. It was, after all, one of the best moments of your life. So now I get you to tell me some more. Why was Italy so special? And the more that you talk, the more you feel. And in this example, the happier you become. This will work the same whether the conversation was with somebody else, inside your head, or even just written down on a piece of writing. But the thing is that a person with anxiety is prone to doing the exact same thing. However, step 1 is focused on negative content. In other words, the source of their fear or anxiety. So they create greater anxiety with every word. So how do you break the rule? Well, to avoid the more rule filling you up with all-consuming fear, you simply need to shut up. If you think the same old thing in the same old way, then you'll get the same old results. So stop talking about it. Change the subject, break the pattern by getting up and doing something else. Start singing a happy tune. Just do anything other than talking about the fear. And funnily enough, the fear will likely stop increasing and may even dissipate quickly. So to conclude Jim's story, as soon as Jim understood the part he was playing in his own misery, he was in a position to do something about it. In fact, a very large part of the specific structure of his agoraphobia was his incessant mutterings about how bad it was. He now enjoys life to the full, and is often found on a weekend up a hill or a mountain many miles away from his old comfort zone. So, for help and treatment for agoraphobia and any other phobia or anxiety, contact the Edinburgh Phobia Clinic by going to www.edinburghphobiaclinic.co.uk and filling in your details on the right-hand side of the page. Alternatively, just give us a call. Call 0131 208 5335. Thank you for watching. If you want access to all of these videos and related articles, just visit our website www.edinburghphobiaclinic.co.uk. That's www.edinburghphobiaclinic.co.uk. And once at the site, simply go to the articles section. As a final comment, we suggest you always seek professional help from a trained specialist when wishing to deal with fear, phobia, anxieties, or any related condition. Thank you for watching.